T-minus 3 minutes, 7 seconds. $249.
FTS internal.
CBC locks at flight pressure and flight level.
CBC LH2 at flight pressure and flight level.
Hydraulic pressure at 4,000.
2 minutes, 159.
Vehicle internal.
155.
Launch sequencer start.
$140.
FTS launch enabled.
$137.
T-minus 90 seconds. The launch vehicle, payload, ground systems, and western range are go for launch.
120.
Supposed to use arms.
FTS count started.
$37. T-minus 1 minute.
Engine start box go.
Rock, report range status.
Rock, range is green.
50 seconds.
Second stage LH2 secure at flight level.
30 seconds.
Status.
T-minus
Go
30
Delta.
seconds.
Go NROL-82.
On the pitch over maneuver. The parameters look good on all three cores. Core booster is now throttling down to the partial thrust level. Partial thrust achieved.
You are hearing the voice of Rob Kesselman providing launch vehicle ascent data.
Now, 50 seconds into flight, vehicle is 3 miles in altitude, 5 miles downrange distance, traveling at 970 miles per hour. All vehicle systems look good at this time. Now, at T plus 80 seconds, vehicle is now passing through max Q, maximum dynamic pressure. Mach 1, vehicle is now supersonic. All three RS-68 looks healthy at this time. Vehicle systems continue to be healthy. The second stage reaction control system pressurization valve has now opened. Now 125 seconds into flight. Delta is now 18 miles in altitude, 9 miles downrange distance, traveling at 1,800 miles per hour. Delta has now gone to closed loop guidance. Vehicle body rates are nominal. Three minutes remain in the booster phase of flight. Delta IV rocket now weighs just 1/2 of what it did at liftoff, burning propellant at a rate of almost 5,000 pounds per second. One minute until port and starboard booster engine cutoff. Vehicle systems look healthy at this time. The attitude control system, the autopilot has controlled all vehicle body rates to near zero. Approximately 30 seconds remaining now until the port and starboard booster engines cut off. Strap-on boosters are now throttling down to the partial thrust level. Strap-on booster cutoff and separation of the strap-on boosters. Core booster is now throttling back up. Core booster is operating as expected at the 100% throttle level. The upper stage lock system has now begun the boost phase chill down sequence to begin thermal conditioning of the RL-10 engine. 1 minute remaining in the booster phase of flight. Vehicle body rates continue to be near zero as expected. Core booster is now throttling down. And we have BECO, first stage main engine cutoff. We have stage separation. NED's deployment has begun. Pre-start on the RL-10. We have ignition on the RL-10, that's one. We have indication of successful payload fairing jettison.
This year, the National Reconnaissance Office celebrates its 60th anniversary. From its inception in 1961, the NRO has used its incredible intelligence collection capabilities to meet the nation's challenges. Let's take a look back at the agency that has pushed the envelope of U.S. space-based intelligence collection with courage and ingenuity.
This year, the National Reconnaissance Office celebrates 60 years since its founding in September of 1961. Thanks to our heritage, the NRO today has an unrivaled constellation of advanced overhead reconnaissance systems that help protect our nation 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. As part of our anniversary celebration, the NRO's Center for the Study of National Reconnaissance has put together a year-long program highlighting key events and innovations that shaped the NRO's past, present, and future. In a moment, I'll share some of those historic milestones with you, but be sure to follow us on social media for more 60th anniversary content. When we think about satellites today and the near real-time digital data that NRO overhead systems provide, it's hard to believe that the first overhead reconnaissance efforts relied on camera film and balloons. One of the earliest film return reconnaissance efforts was called Genetrix. In 1956, the U.S. Air Force began launching high-altitude balloons from Europe and Turkey that would sail across Eastern Europe and the Soviet Union, taking pictures along the way as they floated by. Then, when they got out over the Pacific, the Air Force retrieved the balloons from midair in C-119 aircraft. This recovery experience was invaluable a few years later for the Corona program. Corona took aerial recovery a step further because the film was ejected from a satellite instead of floating along in a balloon. These early film vehicle captures were so essential to the field of reconnaissance that we've placed examples in the NRO headquarters lobby. Each parachute represents one of the critical innovations that brought the NRO from 1961 up to today. Another enduring legacy is our history as both a member of the intelligence community and the Department of Defense. In the late 1950s, all three military services, as well as the CIA, were involved in trying to launch satellites, each for their own unique purposes. By the time President Kennedy took office in 1961, it was clear that all of these various efforts would be more effective and efficient if they were managed within one single organization to control budgets and facilitate coordination. So on September 6, 1961, CIA and the DoD signed an agreement to form the jointly managed National Reconnaissance Office to run the National Reconnaissance Program. As a result of our unique position, NRO for 6 decades has worked with our DoD and IC partners to inject advanced capabilities into our operations to deliver critical intelligence to policymakers and warfighters worldwide. We work with our mission partners, including NGA, NSA, CIA, DIA, Space Command, Space Force, to provide global situational awareness to government and civilian agencies. Today's NROL-82 mission launch represents not just years of planning and collaboration for this specific mission, but a 6-decade legacy of innovation and reconnaissance.
Rock, report range status.
Range green. Launch enabled.
We have main engine ignition. 2, 1, and liftoff. Liftoff of the United Launch Alliance Delta IV Heavy rocket.
When the nation needs eyes and ears where no other collectors can reach, it turns to the NRO.
This is Delta Mission Control at T+10 minutes. Rob Kesselman just confirmed the successful completion of the early phase of today's flight, and all systems continue to operate nominally. I'd like to thank Rob for his support of today's show. For more information about this mission, and on Twitter or our blog